Hey guys, what's up? I am GojiFan98's and welcome back for another new video for today. Today I am continue on for the next episode of GojiFan98's Godzilla-Thon. Today, I will take a look at the 21st Godzilla film ever made with Godzilla VS SpaceGodzilla, which is my favorite film, this is my all-time favorite film from the Heisei series. So, Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla has an interesting history we're going to discuss about. Follow after bringing Mechagodzilla back in the Heisei series, Toho began working on the next movie on their own. While the original TriStar Godzilla movie was still in production until it was got delayed again, until it was ended up being delayed after John Bont left the project due to the budget cost. But there's one idea I would really love to see. According to Super Godzilla Gaming, that he founded on that picture of the Untitled Godzilla vs. the American Godzilla film for 1994 idea, that it was supposed to be while the John Bont's Godzilla was still in production before it was ended up being delayed and replaced with the 1998 film. That'll be pretty cool if we will have the Japanese Godzilla fight against the American Godzilla. But that idea having the Japanese Godzilla fight against the American Godzilla will be later be used in Godzilla Final Wars. But I'll save it when I get there. Now, there are a lot of different story elements for Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla before it was actually that movie. The idea, we were supposed to have featured Godzilla fight against another member of Ghidorah's species called the Emperor Ghidorah. But when originally a headed dragon was already been produced, so Toho decided to scrap the monster and using the similar power of his to SpaceGodzilla, like his telekinesis power or so. So anyway, and another idea, there was another considered film that also had featured Godzilla vs. Bagan, supposed to be made in 1994, which is also founded on Toho Kingdom from one of the GojiFan magazine, which is all according from that. In this story, to have Godzilla team up with Mothra and Rodan to fight against Bagan, and it features Super Godzilla supposed to be appearing in that film, but Godzilla vs. Bagan 1994 project was got scrapped. So anyway, and another idea is supposed to be featured Godzilla vs. Astrogodzilla, where Godzilla fights against his clone, while Godzilla will later team up with Mechagodzilla and Mothra to fight against Astrogodzilla, who took over the mind and control of Mechagodzilla and Little Godzilla, while Astrogodzilla leading the armies of alien Dragonfly. But this concept never came to pass. Also, there was another idea. The other idea was Godzilla vs. NeoGodzilla, also known as Godzilla vs. Crystal Godzilla, by the same guy who won in the script contest for Godzilla vs. Biolante's script idea. Shinichiro Kobayashi wrote his idea under the title Godzilla vs. NeoGodzilla, where Godzilla fight against a crystal version of clone of Godzilla. But this idea never came to pass. Finally, the idea of the original idea for Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla was Godzilla Super Wars, where Godzilla team up with the Mechagodzilla to fight against SpaceGodzilla. But this idea never came to pass because having Godzilla team up the robot who almost nearly killed him from the last film will be way too much. But the idea of have Godzilla and Mechagodzilla team up to fight SpaceGodzilla will later be used in one of the comic book series, which is part of our IDW series, which is I don't know which one. Finally, there was an early draft version of Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla was actually submitted, which is I don't know what the plot about it. But there were many other ideas for 1994 Godzilla films was actually submitted. But none of them never came to pass. While John Bont's Godzilla was still in production before it was got delayed and replaced with Godzilla 98 film. So, we have a new director who was hired by Kenshiro Yanishida, who was assistant director of Terror of Mechagodzilla, and this is his first and only he ever directed Godzilla film, probably due to Takao Okawara was too busy with the other movie at the time, was Orochi Eight-Headed Dragon. With Koichi Kaikita returned for help for special effects director, some of the special effects got malfunctioning during the filming while they were still filming the movie. Originally, Akira Ifukube was supposed to compose this movie, Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla, but after he read the script, he didn't even like it because it reminds him of teenager auto films, so Ifukube leave the project, but only using his Godzilla theme once again. But we have a new composer instead by Takayuki Hattori. His score was great. His Moguera theme was good. Even his Space Godzilla theme was also pretty good. And yes, in this movie we have Moguera returning in this entrance in the film, who at first introduced in the Mysterious film from 1957, which is also Koichi Akito's favorite film he ever seen, was also, for an interview in 1992 with Ishiro Honda, said The Mysterious is his favorite film he ever directed. But it was nice to have Moguera to return with his silver and blue coloration, using what was left of remnants for the remains of Mechagodzilla, who was destroyed by Godzilla from the last film. So yeah, Godzilla had a brand new costume this time, but they used a previous costume to be used in the water scene. But in the 1993 suit, if you look closer at his tip of his tail while he was diving in the water, you could see one of his tip of his tail broke off. But Space Godzilla, he was actually a modified version of Super Godzilla. There are many concept art for Space Godzilla was submitted to Toho, but one of the idea I was very impressed to have Space Godzilla have 4 legs. But this idea to have a monster like that with 4 legs will later be used for X Tyrant from Ultimate Fighting Evolution game, from Rebirth game. So anyway, Little Godzilla. Previously he was a baby Godzilla, but Koichi Akito decided to redesign the baby Godzilla to become Little Godzilla in an entrance, to make it look like Minion from the older series. Well, Manila from the other series. Also, there was a rumor said that there was supposed to be a kids' TV show called Little Godzilla Underground Adventure, but it's not officially true, but it's actually a rumor myth. But also, Space Godzilla trapped Little Godzilla in a crystal prison. Well, that was very not cool. But it makes Godzilla very angry during their first fight in Burst Island. So he decided to chase after him in order to get his son back. So he decided to when Godzilla joined force with Moguera to defeat Space Godzilla during a fighting in Fukuoka. He chose Fukuoka he chose the tower as his own fortress. Reminds me of Superman's Fortress of Solitude, the way it looks like it. I like the design of Space Godzilla. Also noted, this is Chris Cuban's all-time favorite monster of all time, because he loves Space Godzilla as everybody does. Space Godzilla is one of the most toughest adversaries ever. He is really tough. Like I said, he was a modified version of Super Godzilla, who first introduced in 1998 Super Nintendo and Super Famicom video game of the same name, Super Godzilla, where he's only in form of Godzilla until this concept model will later be modified to become Space Godzilla. So I really like everything it said for the film. Was pretty good. Even my favorite part when Little Godzilla accidentally set off the tear gas mine. But he actually had enough, so he decided to hit back where he comes from. But in English dub, Saito said, "It's all Yuki's fault." I said, "He's got a little touch, that monster." Yeah, that dub was really funny. In the film they have, once again, Miki Tsugusa return in his entrance was, once more, until she make one last appearance in the next Godzilla film later. But I'll save it when I get there, with the same actress as always. We also brought one of a Toho cast from 1984 movie, Zero, Jun Hasasumi, had making appearances to portray as Lieutenant Koji Shinjo. Shinjo was my favorite character, and I really like that character so much because he's really good lieutenant. Well, Akira Yuki was really great character. It explained why he wanted to kill Godzilla so much, because his best friend Goro Gato was killed by Godzilla during a fight in Osaka to fire an anti-nuclear energy bacteria into him. Also, this movie gave us an explanation of possible theory about how the Space Godzilla was created. It all started when the Godzilla cells was got into the space, followed after defeating Biollante. The cells went to the space, and Godzilla's flesh was attached on Mothra while she was headed to space to stop the meteorite to change its course before it could strike on Earth in the year 1999. But Mothra did make an appearance only in a staunch footage, but we also have a new character called Fairy Mothra. But Fairy Mothra character will later be used in the Heisei Mothra trilogy, which is I might do that sometime for a review of other Mothra films. But that only depends on the future for me. So yeah, I like to have a final fight in Fukuoka was really good. And Moguera had a transforming vehicle idea was similar to Union Mechagodzilla concept. Moguera has started with a Land Moguera and Star Falcon, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, I like everything. The miniature set was pretty good. Special effects is also good, but some are all was been rushed. So yeah. Well, that's all I have to say for Godzilla vs SpaceGodzilla. Stay tuned to next episode. I will review the final entrance of the Heisei Godzilla series with Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Stay tuned. Bye.